recording. Okay. Thank you. It's okay. Starting of this seminar. So, thank you for joining us today.
I think
For the,
let's wait
yeah.
1 second, Takashi, just to make
Okay.
sure the people join us, the participants.
Okay.
Because it'll be just 1 minute before they file in.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see.
Sorry.
Okay, I see.
And then once it starts, Takashi, I'm going to go backstage, but I will be able to hear everything.
Okay, I see.
So just if you need me, just say so.
Okay. 11 o'clock in Tokyo.
もちろんです。もちろんです。
It's okay?
はい。
Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining us today for the IFLA Local History and Genealogy Session webinars. I'm Takashi Nagatsuka, today's moderator. At first, precaution slide, would you please see recording, photographing, screenshotting, or downloading of this webinar, as well as any unauthorized use of the materials, is strictly prohibited. If you have any questions for the speakers, please Q&A button at the bottom of the webinar delivery screen and fill in your questions. Questions can also be submitted during the presentation. Please mute your microphone during the seminars. This webinar will be recorded and made available on the IFLA Local History and Genealogy section YouTube site. Thank you so much. I will introduce today the three speakers. At the first speakers, I would introduce to the first speaker is Mr. Hiroaki Hara, and the second speaker from the second speaker is Dr. Chifeng Lin from the Taiwan, and the third speaker is Kang Jiao Liu from the China, and the first speaker is the Mr. Hiroaki Hara, supervisory librarian, master of library and information science, Okinawa Prefecture Library from Japan. On the topics of the to perpetuate of the worldwide Okinawan Okinawan network by Okinawa Prefecture Library. Would you please share, Mr. Hara, would you please share over your slide and starting to your presentation? Thank you.
Okay. Nice to meet you, everyone. My name is Hiroaki Hara from Okinawa Prefecture Library. First of all, I would like to show my appreciation to Nagatsuka Sensei and colleagues who are involved and gave me this great opportunity. Today, I'm going to talk about our library's international project focusing on genealogical research and resources. This is the agenda of my presentation. First, I will briefly introduce Okinawa and our library. Then I will talk about our Finding Okinawan Roots project. Okinawa Prefecture is located in the southern-western tip of the Japanese archipelago. It is the southern half of the Nansei Shoto, southern western islands, a 1,200-kilometer arched stretch of the island off the eastern coast of Asian continent. Major Asian cities such as Shanghai, Taipei, Hong Kong, and Manila, as well as Tokyo, can be found within the 1,500 kilometers from the prefecture capital of Naha. Okinawa used to be the independent kingdom called Ryukyu until the late 19th century, and its unique culture was formed by the dynamic mix of characteristics from the various countries through trade with China, Japan, Korea, and Southern East Asia. Now, Okinawa Prefecture has a population of 1.4 million, and Naha is the capital and largest city where our prefecture, Okinawa Prefecture Library is located. Okinawa Prefecture Library opened in 1910 and collect the materials artifacts during the Ryukyu Kingdom and the modern Okinawan period. However, during the Battle of Okinawa in 1945, all 30,000 titles the library owned were destroyed by fire. The library re-established in 1947 under the United States military government of the Ryukyu Island administration. After a few relocations and renovations, the current Okinawa Prefecture Library opened in 2018 at the center of Naha City. Next, I will talk about the Okinawa Prefecture Libraries Finding Okinawan Roots project. This project consists of the three activities: reference, collection, exhibition, and seminar, feature common activities for library all over the world. However, the project focuses on Okinawa migration, so all activities are international. This project aims to perpetuate network between foreign Okinawan communities and the mother island Okinawa, working with overseas domestic and regional entities such as the local government, universities, museums, archives, associations, community centers, and so on. I will shortly explain the background of this project. Many people departed Okinawa and moved to foreign countries starting in 1899 until after World War II, with more immigrants per population than any other prefectures in Japan. Currently, Okinawa Prefecture estimates that there are approximately 420,000 people of Okinawan descendant living in the United States, including Hawaii and countries in Central and Southern America. Throughout the century-long history of Okinawan immigration, immigrants from Okinawa and their descendants overcame difficulties and hardship through combination of invincible will and generosity of spirit. By the way, in Okinawan language, Uchinanchu means someone native to Okinawa. Okinawa Prefecture government visions one of its desired future to be an interacting and coexisting island with overseas Okinawan people. Since 1990, the government has held the World Uchinanchu Festival every 5 years, so that Okinawan descendants all over the world can help expand and develop the Okinawan network by discovering their roots and Okinawan unique culture, landscape, and history. The festival attracts approximately 7,000 visitors from the foreign country. Currently, the third to fifth generation are active in each country. However, it is true that as generation has passed, the connection to Okinawa has diminished. One of the reasons is language barrier. If foreign descendants look for their family roots, they can trace back records after their ancestors' arrival in the country. It is difficult for them to find records before migration and genealogical connection in Okinawa. In 2015, I encountered a third-generation Okinawan man from Hawaii who visited our library to look for his ancestors' record. I found only a few records, but he was so surprised and touched to discover that there is information about his ancestor. That moment made me realize how important genealogical information needs are for overseas Okinawans. In 2016, we officially started our genealogical reference service at the 6th World Uchinanchu Festival for foreign participants. It was very successful with a steady stream of the requests from the first day to the last day. And this service received a great response. The left image is in 2016, while the right one is 2022. We accepted research requests 273 and 124 respectively. After the 2016 festival, we started to work with an Okinawan group in Hawaii called Okinawan Genealogical Society of Hawaii, who have supported genealogical research for Hawaii Okinawans for many years. In 2017, we collaboratively provide genealogical service at the Okinawan Festival in Hawaii and accept 170 research requests. It was the initial outreach that the project truly became globalized. We went to Peru and Hawaii in 2019 and Brazil in 2022 and 23 after the COVID restriction. Throughout our overseas activities, I realized that all the generations, even second generation, need support to get genealogical information. Also, language barriers are a big obstacle. Another obstacle is a geographical distance that they cannot easily go back and forth to Okinawa. We started to accept requests via email right after the 2016 festival. Since our researchers do one by one, it takes at least 6 months to report back the result. Requests by people who visit Okinawa in person are prioritized. It is clear that foreign Okinawans are interested in researching genealogy and travel to the ancestral place all the time, not just a festival time. Most people who visit Okinawa hope to not only visit their ancestral place, but also meet missing relatives in Okinawa and visit family graves. These are photos of foreign descendants meeting their relatives for the first time. I would like to share the impressive moment in the left photo. The right white shirt elderly man visited Okinawa from Brazil for the first time in his life and left 3 relatives. The Brazil Uchinanchu Okinawan people spoke Okinawan language to greet them because he remembers his parents' conversation in Brazil at home for long years ago. We introduced a few cases in our library's YouTube channel. Next, I will talk about the genealogical resources. First of all, Okinawa was a battlefield in 1945. Almost all public records, documents, and publications in the island were destroyed by the fire. Primary resource of genealogical research for Okinawan immigrants is the migration record issued and preserved by Minister of Foreign Affairs of Japan in Tokyo. Our senior researchers have spent a few decades on collecting record of Okinawan immigrants among all Japanese immigrant record, and then published 6 volumes of books with 35,000 migration records during 1899 to 1928. Then our library worked with the local university called the Ryukyu University and other institution to gather additional 25,000 records until 1944. In 2022, our library and Okinawa Genealogical Society of Hawaii and Center of Okinawan Migration Studies create a database of Okinawan migration records between 1899 and 1944. It is open to the public online and is able to retrieve with both Chinese character and alphabet from Japanese, English, Portuguese, and Spanish interfaces. We intended that overseas Okinawan people would access it anytime and any location when they get interest. Just filling in an immigrant full name, you can see migration record of the immigrant with destination, date of birth, migration date, domicile address, and so on. Domicile address is supposed to be the place the immigrant was born and raised before moving to the foreign country. For the additional research, we use local history collection in our library. Historical books published by the municipality and regional hamlet in Okinawa are useful resource, while publications written in the foreign countries are also important. Look at the map around 1945 and the current residential map. Turn it and compare them. You can locate approximate location of our ancestral home. We use online database such as the world famous genealogy platform like a Family Research, Japanese overseas newspaper archives, National Diet Library digital collection, and so on. We combine all record and the information we find in any format. To find out who the missing relatives are, we work together with the local community center who has a network with the local residents. In Okinawa, we have the custom that the first son inherit all property and land in certain area. This means a family might have lived in a certain area for many generations until now. Next, I'm talking about collecting materials related to Okinawan migration. Even if publications are published and diminished in a foreign country, they are not always delivered to our library. Another challenge is language barriers. The first generation used Japanese to record the history and activities, but second and later generation are basically not literate in Japanese. They might throw away such material since they cannot judge the value. As an archival institution in the mother island, our library hopes to preserve documents, publications, and artifacts to hand over migration history to next generation. Therefore, working together with overseas Okinawan associations and researchers, we visited Okinawan and Japanese Association, Migration Museum, University, and even houses of the President of Okinawan Association. We also collect personal records such as passport and identification and photos of the first generations. We digitized them and brought back the data to Okinawa. By using digitized photos, we have the exhibition to let local people, Okinawan people, to learn the migration history and image our company's life in Brazil. However, many Brazil Okinawans visited the exhibition during their trip to Okinawa. A Brazil Okinawan woman told us that her first generation immigrants were not able to go back to Okinawa even once. Since their photo was displayed, she felt they finally got back to Okinawa. We also have held multilingual simultaneous interpretation webinars in Japanese, English, Spanish, and Portuguese via Zoom about Okinawan migration history and culture. We aim to create a learning community beyond the borders who are interested in Okinawan history and culture, regardless of Okinawan or not. The previous webinar was held 2 months ago with approximately 300 participants of a third from Japan and Okinawa, a third from US, including Hawaii, and a third from Brazil, Peru, Argentina, and Bolivia. Another purpose of the webinar is to show our appreciation to Overseas Association and people who donated and supported us to collect and digitize materials. In conclusion, through 3 activities, our library aimed to perpetuate and develop the Okinawan network for the future generations. Also, not only local and overseas Okinawans, but also non-Okinawans learn together the history and the culture and share Okinawan values, which will strengthen the network. For Okinawan descendants, it will be unavoidable to assimilate into the home culture, but we assist them to confirm their Okinawan identity. As economical effect, more descendants will visit Okinawa and produce a positive impact on tourism industry, which was one of the leading industry in Okinawa. Another benefit is based on the reliability of Okinawan network. World business such as trading can further illuminate Okinawa and the world. Thank you for listening. I appreciate the comment and the questions.
Thank you for very interesting. Thank you for very interesting presentation. Shall we go? The next speaker, I will introduce to the Dr. Chi-Fon Lim on the topics of utilizing local history and genealogy practices as references onto school education curriculum, example of Taiwan. Chi-Fon has been involved in the activities of IFLA for many years. She was the former chair of the local history and genealogy section. Chi-Fon is now a part-time associate professor, Department of the Graduate School of Information and Communication, Cixin University in Taiwan. She has been engaged in the research and education of Cixin University in Taipei for many years. So, would you please start your presentation? Thank you all. Can you share your slide?
Is it on now?
Please share your slide.
Is it on now?
Can you share your slide? Oh, okay.
Good morning. My honor to be here.
It's okay. Please start.
Thank you for inviting me. My honor to be here. Good to see you all. And then today I'm going to share some of my thoughts about using local history and genealogy practices as a reference onto school education curriculum. Some examples from Taiwan. This is the outline. It will have brief definitions and some local history and genealogy related professional units, ideas of curriculum planning for core literacy of a 12-year compulsory education in Taiwan, and some framework of learning, and then some teaching references, and also at the end, I will share some discussions and recommendations for future. For local history, I believe from reliable resources, and we are more very familiar with the definition. It's historical records, geographical circumstances. So in sum, it's records, local factors, local history, and geography are related. And the recording is very helpful to trace back what happened of some certain area, a town, a city, a village, or even the neighborhood. And genealogy, the definition is more clear that it's a family records of important events or heritage information, and also a family lineage, history, and bloodline, family origins and history, or usually it's arranged in pedigree charts or other virtual written forms. And in sum, genealogy is the study of family origins and history. IFLA is a local history and genealogy. Announced that their scope is to be voice for local history and genealogy librarians in the international information community, to facilitate networking among subject specialists and libraries, archives, museums, and related societies and institutions. This I will explain later on, the connection of different institutions, and to encourage the development of genealogy and local history collections and user surveys. I've been the chair of this section, and then work with outstanding colleagues. And then today's webinar shows their efforts, and I'm glad to be part of this. And ALA, American Library Association, there is a committee, is a user service association, a reference and a user service association called NUSA. And this division also include resource sharing about genealogy and archives. So I include this section, this unit as a part of our reference, and then their development also valuable for our reference. And characteristics of genealogy in Taiwan. So genealogy can also called family chronicles. And the records in Taiwan is especially important to trace immigrant route from mainland China. The records of marriage, family, history, and demographic documents are essential reference resources. This is a typical immigrant culture of overseas Chinese. And luckily, but unluckily, sometimes records may be lost because of the wartime, or even during these, during this geographical controversial or disagreement period of time. And this is quite sensitive topic, but I will try to be clear about the importance of academic use only. And then as a Chinese, retain family history in written form and transit to their descendants as a tradition. And this is a very important and people try to get their family history, and then especially every year we have tomb sweeping day that you commemorate your ancestors and also trace back what your ancestor did, and then also try to memorize what happened during those years. And genealogy plays a very important role as a connection of cultural heritage between Taiwan state, besides political disagreement. And we are two different areas of our political situation, but the blood is connected. And there is another trouble that local people in local Aborigines in Taiwan, because they don't have written language, their family history is transited by oral communication. And these raise some questions, some problems of records keeping. And we also have a special DNA from south of Taiwan, south to Taiwan. The southern Taiwanese tribal links with Maori, in particular, in the Amis people from east coast of Taiwan. The closest genetic match to Maori and genetic link brings indigenous Taiwanese and Maori together. This is was a research before and then presented a few years in our presentation. The research found that 60% of Maori DNA is in common with Taiwanese Aborigines DNA. And DNA connection between Taiwan and China, this is a long history from dynasties and dynasties. Different dynasties, they sent people to populate Taiwan's population. And then, of course, this DNA connection is existing all the time. This is the evidence of the spread out of Maori and Chinese migration. So the green one is Maori to Taiwan, and then the blue arrow is China immigrant to Taiwan and to like Fujian province or Canton province, moved to Taiwan, moved to southeast China, like now Vietnam, Taiwan, and Malaysia, and so on. So I would like to emphasize this, the genealogy and the study is more to reveal and then discover as a from extension to expansion. It's from one place to one place, but because of the development, so the expansion of cultural heritage is increasing and grow. So the role of a local history and genealogy, that local governments often collect and maintain chronicles while families preserve and pass down genealogies and to generations. And due to the long history, chronicles and genealogies accumulate valuable historical and cultural foundations. And IFLA, ALA, and many professional groups, they have been doing and working hard to operate this topic and then surrounding many good, pile up many good and valuable information. And with the advancement of technology, chronicles and genealogy have gradually become digitized and applied in daily life and education. In recent years, Taiwan actively developed related websites, root search, Taiwan genealogy information, and Chronicle of Taiwan website, encouraging the use of relevant information. As a resource expand, relevant practice should be promoted, as I point out later on. And the local history development in Taiwan. Different forms and various being located in different locations, like government agencies, municipal government archives, or some libraries, local libraries, they store this genealogy information. And Central Library has special collection to store local history. National Taiwan Library retains important local history archives of Japanese occupation period. And there's a Chronicle of Taiwan. It's a website that looks like a gazetteer reference that shows Chronicle of Taiwan, different area, and then different information. And you can click, and then they show the information. This is quite useful and need to expand and update gradually, and more of update information to input. And next is the main point of today's topic is that how that genealogy and local history can help or can be inserted into our curriculum planning of our 12-year compulsory education. And we have undergone this educational innovation compulsory into a 12-year. And being a long time of discussion and upgrade and hard work of all these scholars, participations, practitioners, and the related curriculum planning is advancing accordingly. And my viewpoint is genealogy and local history can be helpful to assist the planned curriculum to impart the education elements in youth learning. And this curriculum planning is discussed and then produced this 12-year basic education curriculum guideline. And briefly talking, these new compulsory education components aim to develop these students to be a self-motivation, interaction, and mutual benefit learner, to be a proactive learner. So school education will effectively stimulate students' learning motivation and enthusiasms. So this will guide students to be develop interactive abilities with themselves, with others, with society, and with the nature. And to assist the students in applying and practice this, they have learned, experienced the meaning of life, and be willing to contribute to the sustainable development of society, nature, and the culture, and joint seek mutual benefit and the common good. So this guideline aims at students in three major aspects: the autonomous action, communication and interaction, and social participation. So we'll train students develop various interactive abilities themselves and the society. So that to enhance students' desire for learning and the courage for innovation, and to become a lifelong learner, and with a social adaptability and resilience, and aiming to make individual and groups lives better And the new insight of this compulsory education is at the fifth stage of senior secondary education in junior at school education, that after 9 years of compulsory education, that there are two streams. One stream is for more vocational training. That means students after graduate, they can work directly in different institutions. And the other stream is let students become more academic oriented and train them that with focus on general subjects, assisting students in exploring their interest in different subjects. And this focus on cultivating general abilities, humanistic care, and social participation, laying the foundation for academic preparation. And this is especially important for genealogy and local history librarians or related parties to impart special content of genealogy and local history to our students. So from the available programs or practices we have learned from IFLA's several workshops or webinars, and also learning from some programs from China, TV programs, I indicate following programs for your reference. And of course, Taiwan, we also produce some valuable information or course materials for students to learn and for teachers to use. So the audiovisual programs on archives and education and the recent interdisciplinary digital related seminars also serve this kind of references. And high school education is a gateway to higher education. And examples from high school education can be used for reference and to explore relevant issues. More importantly, teach students how to learn is the base of education. So these IFLA's locked-in webinars and several workshops indicated and gave some examples that is good for activities and the practice for us to do. And this is only a suggestion. Some of them is only recommendations and not yet into practice yet, but I keep this and then we'll explore this and spread out this to our colleagues in high school teachers or teacher librarians to follow or to copy or to learn. Okay, these are the practice I have learned that for example, making history personal and engaging with youth with history, and also storytellings from social media narrates their personal and local historical events. Personalization history and connecting it with activities and practices. And heirloom that engage a student's ancestor in local history, raising from the dead or things to remember a family history, and then engaging students to commemorate their ancestors. Also present items that they can show or share with others. And like a memorial day or ancestral deeds or memorial things in the family or historical reenactments day and so on. And these are good examples for genealogy learning. And the other one is like business history or block by block, discussing demographic changes in business types and changes in lifestyle through business history and differences in different eras of commercial buildings. And these are very helpful when we, at the moment that you see one building, but when you trace back their history, you can see how ancestors been working hard to become true for this society, become so modernized, and then to learn from. And students can conduct all these operations and report or perform in different forms at the end of term. And students work together with teacher and with practitioners or teacher librarians to become records, archives in the school, and then it could be a good reference. And in some TV programs that this is what I have learned from TV shows, TV programs of China, that the applause for China, 喝彩中华, it's a program, and then there's a cartoonist, Lin Dezheng, and he created a puppet, Pinky and Inky, and through puppets and applied Kunchi is a opera, art and beauty, comics, and comics deeply cultivate youth art education. And for all those years, high school been focused on university entrance examination. So students' emphasis on taking exams to pass the examination. So a lot of extracurriculum, physical education, music, art appreciation, and so on are ignored. So now is the time for students to learn from their gene and local history to grow their art appreciation. So the program of a classic eternal, Peking opera, Wang Peiyu, and the virtual singer Luo Tianyi sang duos in dialogues. I enclosed a QR code for you to click and show the whole program, and then I hope that can show you that the way and then how we can learn from the program. And also that this is the singer and the virtual Luo Tianyi, virtual singer Luo Tianyi. It's quite an interesting program. And then also in the classic eternal, this a program also shows, I remember one is very interesting, that a female astronaut, Wang Yaping, played that guzheng. It's a musical instrument. And while ground singer He Liqing performed song. So it's presents this technology and humanities in space to ground, human to celestial manner, and consider this Earth and space connect as extension to expansion. So the local history and genealogy become bigger scope to learn, not only just one point to the other point. And then these in Taiwan, we also design and companies also design this digital service. This company, he built character roles and created based on textbooks, and scenarios are designed for the curriculum, and characters grows over time. So students at the freshman year, they learn this character, and at the third year or the fourth year, the character grows as time go by. So this in accordance with the curriculum, this making students know how to make friends, how to grow with environment, and then this how to understand the Taiwanese culture, and also explain to international perspectives and so on. And the content production is aimed at international development and looking forward the future. And blockchain related program also, I insert this film and the television program. There is a very outstanding program called National Treasure by Chinese TV company that to celebrate a 600th anniversary of the Beijing Palace Museum. So it's a large-scale cultural exploration program. The whole nation's state treasure aim to bring national treasures to life, such as this. I can only use this phonetic translation. Sleeping tiger Qin bamboo sleeps. And I have the QR code at the end enclosed for your reference. It's a Hubei Museum, and this is a very important and historical item for us to know that Qin Dynasty, they built this law and then wrote into a bamboo slip, and then was found 1,000 years later. We found that the law book is so complete, even at the moment at this current stage, the law book can learn from these bamboo slips and the content of these regulations inside. And also several items that you can see from this show. This is the bamboo slips. One by one, it's written and then stored into places, and then was not founded until recent years. And this is so treasurable and so precious, and then a lot of content to learn. And then I wrote this extension to expansion, and as and then the logical.
Sorry, T-Fan. Time is come. Rush up to.
I'll try to conclude. So learn and use AI for better education, and then I hope that we can use AI to enhance data collection, and then we can connect collaboration, the teaching and learning, parents and gallery, library, archives, museums and records sectors to work together, and then from unit to unify. So thank you for your time, and then I'll try and then work hard to promote these ideas and share with you later on if I got chance. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much to the Chief and very interesting presentation. Sorry to the last part of the presentation, very rush up, very sorry. We continue to the last speakers. I will introduce to the last speaker, the Dr. Cao Zhao Liu, Research Center of the Chinese Village Culture of Central South University, will give the presentation on the study of the narrative logic of the Hui genealogy in Taoyuan County from the perspective of a community for the Chinese nation. Would you please start your presentation? Can Zhao, please?
Okay.
Thank you.
Here.
Yeah.
Good morning,
Yeah.
everyone. My name is Can Liu. I come from China. My topic is a study of the narrative logic of Hui genealogy in Taoyuan County from the perspective of a community for the Chinese nation. My speech is is divided into 5 parts. The part 1 is the introduction. Now, in August 2021, Chinese President Xi Jinping stressed at the Central Working Conference on Nationality that we should correctly grasp the relationship between commonality and diversity. We should correctly grasp the relationship between the sense, the community for Chinese nation and the consciousness of the nationality. We should correctly grasp the relationship between the Chinese culture and the national cultures. And we should correctly grasp the relation between the material and the spiritual. Forging a strong sense of a community for the Chinese nation cannot be separated from the commonality in the long history of development. The cultural history of the Chinese nation has been jointly written by all ethnic groups and the shared spiritual wealth of the ethnic groups is the nutritional foundation for forging a strong sense of a community for the Chinese nation. As a member of the Chinese national family, the Hui ethnic group together with other ethnic groups contribute to forge a strong sense of community for the Chinese nation. At present, Chinese scholars have explored how the Hui people build a strong sense of a community for the Chinese nation. For instance, the Ma Guangde emphasized the close relationship between the Hui group and other nationality from the aspects of the Hui population distribution, development context, economic activity, culture, psychology, and so on. He believed that the Hui nationality played a role of the bridge and the link in its historical development and provided an effective way to strengthen the conscience of the Chinese national community between ethnic interaction. Deng Hong revealed and sought out the connection characteristic formation and development process of the Hui nationality's history and culture, and point out that Hui nationality's culture consciously and actively adapted to and connected with the Chinese culture with its pluralistic and harmonious and mode, which helped enrich and develop the Chinese culture. Based on the investigation of the 5 identities and of the Hui nationality, the Ma Yingjue revealed that the Hui nationality as a member of the Chinese family consciously integrated into the knowledge and the practice the Chinese national community in its own development. To some part, the mainstream research in the Chinese academic community primarily starts from the micro level to explore the role played by the Hui nationality in forging the sense of the Chinese national community, while ignore the research on identity of the Hui nationality to Chinese national community in their daily practice from the micro level. Therefore, based on the practice of the Hui people's daily life, this study intends to analyze the compilation process and the narrative logic of the Taoyuan Hui genealogy, providing a new perspective for the study of the beauty of social sense of the community for the Chinese nation. This study takes Hui genealogy, both collocated in Hunan Library and founded during the field study in Taoyuan County, Hunan Province, as a case study. The Hui genealogy mainly includes Xue genealogy and the Huang, the Ma, and the branches genealogy compiled by the Huang as the 5th edition, and the Huang is the 7th edition. To Taoyuan area, the non-history and culture of the Hui genealogy highlights the process of the Hui people's communication and blended with other ethnic groups in the construction of the common historical memory, forges the conscience of the Chinese national community in narrative practice the genealogy. By analyzing the narrative style, narrative dynamic, and the narrative plot of the Hui genealogy. This paper shows the inter-ethnic interaction between Taoyuan Hui group and other local ethnic group in multi-ethnic embedded social structure. The second part is the genealogical, the narrative style. So, slow reading and prepare is founded the genealogy. The Hui nationality in Taoyuan has something in common in genealogy and the Han nationality, including genealogy name, colors, genealogical order, general rules, family rules, and the family instruction, the name of the head of the clan, the name of the genealogy, and the biography of the celebrant. Besides, the Hui genealogy is simpler than the Han genealogy. Its form has been greatly influenced by the Han culture. The Taoyuan Hui essay, the Taoyuan Hui ethnic, to sample, its narrative character may include the 3 aspects. The first, from the perspective of the compilation, professing the genealogy in the Ming and the Qing dynasty was the active time of the clan construction. The second, from the perspective of the narrative process and the ancestor transit, the Hui genealogy integrates the story of the history, the hierarchy, and ancestor into the grand pattern and the national development and the construction, and makes it clear identity. The ancestor, the sergeant, was a product of the Ming dynasty. The second, the third, from the perspective of the process of updating the genealogy and pass it from generation to generation. To sum up, the Hui genealogy is subjectively constructed the narrative context of the genealogy based on historical facts. so as to trace the hierarchical ancestor and trace the narrative plots and the military immigrate, which present a long history. The family moving to Changde showed the national mission closely connected to the region life reality with the family history change and realizes the identity of the Chinese nation in the narrative of the carry for the spirit of the loyalty, the filial piety and the patriotism. The third part is the narrative thematic. First to talk about the military immigration and identification for defended country. The Taoyuan County is located southwest Changde City, one of the earliest areas where Hui people immigrated to settle in Hunan. Changde, also known as the ancient Wulin County, was a military stronghold in history. The origin of the ancestors of the Hui ethnic group entered Changde as military immigrants with strong national background behind them. As for the origin of the Ma family, according to the Ma, is a continuation, and we can saw in the early Hongwu period, the Ming Dynasty, my ancestor Chen, as a commander, guarded Changde, so he followed his official status and stayed at the Shahe on the valley embankment outside the East Gate. As for the origin of the Huang family, the core of the garrison system implemented by the Ming Dynasty was the defense of the soldiers. Over there, the garrison or the system of the Hui people became a local social system, and they also had exchanged with the ethnic group in the surrounding, ultimately integrated into unified social system. This can further confirm that the ancestor of the Hui ethnic group settled in Changde and developed to this day due to military campaign. The second, the construction of the intergenerational harmony spirit, like the of the Han ethnic group. The narrative discourse of the Taoyuan Hui ethnic group is a genealogy, carried a sense of the containing specific cultural concepts of the clan. Furthermore, the common pursuit of the rightness in the respect, friendship, and harmony among members of the Hui ethnic group is also an important driving force for creating genealogy. Finally, the fourth part, we talk about the narrative plot. The narration, the hearing, the ancestor with the idea of the same structure of the family and the country. The Huang genealogy records that after examining the origin of the spread of these sects, the essence and had a moral name and was originally from the Qianke village. 蓝色 township is Guan County, 顺田 prefecture in the north. The narrative and of family rules and the family precept of the loyalty, the filial piety, and the harmony. The Xueji energy was created and rewarded according to the rules of the public debate. Pay attention to filial piety, loyalty, and faithfulness. Be polite, righteous, honest, and ashamed. In addition, the third part is to talk about the embedded the narrative of the people help each other. The text is regarded as a highly complex but completely decoded reflection of the social context. The Hui nationality present at embedded distributed pattern of the larger dispersion and the small concentration in geographic distribution. During the the times now the last part is the conclusion. The textual narrative of Taoyuan Hui genealogy is a historical record which contains common contention and the views of the Taoyuan Hui groups living in the different times and environment in history. From the perspective of community for the Chinese nation, this paper focuses on the narrative style, narrative dynamic, and the narrative plot of the Taoyuan Hui's genealogy. The historical memory carried by the genealogical narrative of the Hui and nationality in Taoyuan is constantly connected with the excellent traditional Chinese culture, forming the internal psychology of the image and the emotion, and gradually condensing into a Chinese national community. In the era when all ethnic groups are striving to realize the greater of the Chinese nation, we should pay attention to the narrative practice of the ethnic minority genealogy so as to provide a practical way to forge the sense of a community for the Chinese nation. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Very interesting presentation. We'll now move to the Q&A sessions. The three speakers come too. Okay. Are you okay?
Okay.
Now the Q&A session. I have checked to the Q&A, but not questionnaires from the audiences. I would ask to some questions to the speakers. At first, Hiroaki Hara. I was very impressed by the wide range of the genealogy resources you are using, including, for example, using local history collections, Okinawa migration records, databases, and the world maps, pictures, and other databases, etc. Isn't it difficult to integrate all of these resources and response to research request. This is my access to the, so difficulties there are to the such many kind of the resources, how to unify and how to comprise the, in the case of the many different research requests, how do you that, maybe the many difficulties there are to such kind of the things. Would you please a little more explain that?
Okay, thank you for the question, Nagatsuka sensei. Yeah, we have a lot of research requests almost every day.
A little more, sound is small, a little. Would you please more loudly?
How about now? Can you hear me?
It's okay.
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 Yeah, we have a lot of research requests. So yeah, and we are doing the research by one. And yeah, one of the difficulties, some people visit us in person directly. And so I want to know my relative something in our library in person. But yeah, we need the time to research. Yeah, as you said, we integrated a lot of information to identify the person or record, because it's a kind of the privacy issue, personal information. So yeah, we have to confirm the information to, so we refer to the other community center or to the other institution. So we need to clarify the relationship to the descendant to the first generation, something like that. So yeah, this is what we are most take care of things. This is what we are taking care of the that's all.
Okay, I see. Thank you so much. That it's a very hard job to how to adapt to the request from the customers. I see. Thank you so much. The next question is a Tiffany.
Yes,
Yeah, okay. You pointed out that with the advancement of technology, chronicles and genealogy have gradually become digitized and applied to the in daily life and education. The digitize the materials the nowadays. So many kind of the local history and the genealogy material digitizing in Japan and also the Taiwan and other countries. At the time to there is a possibility to finding out the new resources and new method to approach to the new field of the genealogy and the local histories. How do you think that in the nowadays we can find out new resources and by digitalization development? How do you think that in future possibilities, the more future possibilities, the new field of the genealogies by digitizing materials? How do you think that? Would you please a little explain to your idea and thoughts?
thank you, Takashi. Sensei. Thank you for your question. That's a good one and great one. And then the future we should do, because genealogy and local history, it's a big item, but not completely work together, because information or data scattered in different places. For example, like I say, in galleries, in libraries, in archives, in museums, and in different records places. So all this time, like 20 years or 30 years of digitizing all this data, and still put them into their individual institutions. But how do we move them all together and needs technology. And especially AI now can work on collecting information, collecting data, and then also can analyze it. But you have to have a platform to put all this information together, allow AI or professionals to work together to pull out this information under certain categories or subject. I think we can work it in 10 years and work it in a good way, and we can work together. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It's very important for the future's works. And my third question is to the Hao Zhao Liu. The very interesting your presentation. I have the questions to the Kanzhou Liu. How are languages other than Chinese used in the Hui groups? In the case of the Hui groups, is nowadays the move to the all of the peoples to using to the Mandarins, or the other languages still remaining? Maybe a little different aspect to your historical researches. Nowadays, the Hui peoples, the very rapidly changing to the, you have mentioned to the merge to the Han groups, the Han peoples, at the time to nowadays, nowadays present status of the Hui groups, Hui peoples, how to now use to the different language or not. And this question to the in Japan very rapidly changing to the nowadays the local tongue, each of the local tongue rapidly disappears nowadays in Japan. Many people can only to the understanding the unified Japanese tongue. Maybe the same as a phenomena is happened in the China. This is my suppose. Would you please a little explain that? Is it okay?
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
It's an interesting question. Yeah. We collect the resource in Hunan Library and find this genealogy during the field in Taoyuan County. So how to I think the genealogy is its writer is Hui people. Yeah, so they in genealogy to narrative they hero the ancestor and the story of the mirror creature. So we can get a conclusion. The genealogy is where people is genealogy, but they study the Han culture. Yeah, because the way people no written language in the past. So when they migrate into the Hunan, Changde, Taoyuan County, they study Han the culture with the Han the Han people. So they need to I think to identify the 身份 identity yeah, so they have the cultural confidence they to write the genealogy. So we need to research the narrative logic. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. If there are that each of the speakers, they're asking to the other speakers, the questioners, would you please feel free to conversation? It's okay. Chiefan, no sound. Chiefan, no sound.
That's the same thing. The two speakers, thank you very much for your very informative insights of what you have you have said, and then for Hala, thank you for this information, and it's very helpful and very valuable. And thank you, Ms. Liu, for your presentation. And you can see the Chinese Han culture dominant most of the language and the written culture, but every tribes in China, you have like 56 different tribes. In Taiwan, we have 16 different tribes. The weak point is they don't have written language. Most of them, they don't have written language. So the heritage of the culture, it's quite difficult. But now, because of the technology advancing, so that recording can become language instantly. So after revision or after some checkpoint, so I think that can recover some of the literature and worth to keep in libraries or in other institutions for us to learn in the future. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Do you have other speakers? Is there any questions on others?
Okay, open the sound.
Okay.
Yes, thank you. I think the Han culture and the way people they are the harmony in the diversity. Now we often to emphasize the commonality and ignore the diversity. But the diversity is very very interesting. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Mr. Harden? Okay.
Yeah, I would like to, it's not a question, but a comment. Yeah, I enjoyed your speaking presentation. And some Okinawan people migrate from the China. So, and they have the genealogical book like Kanjao Sensei showed. So if the research, we collaborate with research and get back to the Chinese era, that would be very fun and interesting research working together. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for 3 speakers. Thank you so much. Also, I am very appreciate to the all attendees of this session. The time is coming to, I hope, to the end of this session. So many thanks to all the attendees and all speakers to the very good session has been done today. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jennifer, for your help.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
everyone.
Jenny. Okay. Thank you.